Hello, everyone. This is Dave Vitti, too. I'm writing a letter to my representatives, state and federal, change the word to make it fit where it needs to be. This letter is the economic imperative of human capital investment, a pathway to American prosperity. And the letter will explain some of this, and I'll explain it more at the end. But I request to be added to the official record, this letter. Dear representatives, I am writing to urge a fundamental realignment of our national priorities. For too long, the prevailing political orthodoxy has viewed healthcare, education, and wage standards as costs to be minimized rather than investments to be maximized. I submit this letter to demonstrate using empirical data, peer-reviewed analysis that the most successful nations and the most robust economies are those that prioritize the biological and intellectual well-being of their citizens. I respectfully request this letter be accompanied, the evidence be entered into the official congressional record. I want to make sure they understand I want it there. The economic case for universal health care and livable wage. Healthcare is an economic infrastructure. The United States currently spends more on health care per capita than any other nation, yet ranked among the high-income countries in health outcomes, life expectancy, and equity. Commonwealth Fund 2024. Real-world examples from nations like Norway and Denmark demonstrate that universal health care coverages acts as a stabilizer for the economy. When citizens have access to preventative care without fear of bankruptcy, workforce productivity increases. The advantages of healthy workforce participate in the economy longer and more efficiently. A 2024 study published in the Lancet Public Health confirmed the universal system significantly reduced years of life lost to preventable disease directly correlated to higher GDP growth over time. Martue et al. 2024 is the reference. The mechanism by removing the employer burden of managing complex health insurance plans. So we unburden American businesses, allowing them to compete globally against foreign companies that do not carry the overhead cost. Livable wage demand. Okay, self-explanatory, I would think. The velocity of money, the rate at which the money changes hands, is higher when placed in the hands of lower to middle income earners. The evidence research from Economic Policy Institute indicates that increasing the minimum wage to a livable wage standard reduces employment turnover and increases consumer demand. Cooper et al. 2024. When workers earn a livable wage, they rely less on government safety net, SNAP, Medicaid, effectively lowering the tax burden on the states while simultaneously boosting local businesses through increased spending. Education, the engine of the future supremacy. We need to educate people to get further in life and get ahead in the world. We are entering a cognitive age defined by artificial intelligence and advanced biotechnology. In this era, the primary resources of a nation is not oil or steel, but the cognitive capacity of its people. The multiplier effect of education. Investing in education yields highest return on investment, ROI, for you businessmen, and any public expenditures. Early childhood. The Heckman equation, developed by Nobel laureate James Heckman, proves that every dollar invested in high-quality early childhood education yields 7 to 10% annual return, better health, reduced crime, and higher future wages or future earnings. Hickman 2025. That's the reference. Higher education. Countries that subsidize higher education, such as Germany and Finland, have avoided the student debt crisis that currently strikes America. Entrepreneurship. When graduates start their living lives debt-free, they are 30% more likely to start small businesses or buy homes within 5 years of graduation. OECD 2025 is the reference. How better education securities in the future. A robust public education system creates a citizenry capable of critical critical thinking, the one skill AI cannot replace, by dismantling the Department of Education or reducing teachers' quality of standards. As seen in recent reclassification efforts, we are effectively unilaterally disarming ourselves in the global race for innovation. Okay, third, the danger of current trajectory. This is if we keep going the way we are with spending as it is, this is the predicted outcome. Current fiscal policy characterized by the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, I put it because that's the name they use, and aggressive tax cuts for the corporations is creating a structure deficit that endangers our future. The outcome of current spending, deficit explosion, the Congressional Budget Office projects that extending the 2017 tax cuts and enacting new corporate breaks without offsetting revenue will add trillions to national debt by 2030, CBO 2025. Austerity and decline. If this spending continues, inevitably results will be forced austerity, massive cuts to the Social Security, Medicare infrastructure. This leads to hollowed out state where the wealthy insulate themselves, private enclaves, while public infrastructure crumbles, mirroring the decline of the post-Soviet states in the 1990s, and you can even go back to the 1930s in the United States. Social instability. Widening inequality is the greatest predictor of social unrest. As the gap between productivity and wages widens, trust in democratic constitution collapses. The solution, human capital. And no, this is not trafficking or anything like that. 4, the solution, a human capital constitution. To achieve the best quality of life for the United States, United States of America is also acceptable there. Congress must pivot from trickle down to middle out investment. Restoring the progressive tax base, revert corporate taxes rates to pre-2017 levels for fund national renewal. Yeah, you go back there. I would go back further, but I think we should go to 35, 45%. Federalize education standards. I definitely agree with that because it should be across the United States. It should all be the same standard. Instead of dismantling the Department of Education, empower it to equalize funding between rich and poor districts, ensuring that children's zip codes does not determine their future. Decouple health from the employment. Removing the healthcare burden from the employers and their HR greatly alleviates stuff and helps remove stress of the employees trying to pick which health insurance is best for them. But decoupling of health from employment, move towards public option or universal baseline, the frees American workers to change jobs and start businesses without losing their health care. So they can move around and not have to wait the 30, 90 days, whatever it is, to get your health insurance from the next place. The American dream is not static idea. It is a policy choice. I urge you to choose the path of investment in our greater assets, our people. So basically, it's saying that the people are the most important thing. You have to take care of the people. Go to a universal health care so that everybody has health care and they don't have to worry about employment, covering the health care. They don't have to worry about, I have to put this much in, how much do I have to pay, pull out for co-payments? How much do I have to pay for my med? How much of the meds can I get over the counter? All that, take all that stress out. And if you make a standard across the board education level, that puts everybody on the same playing field, which is great because if someone travels from a private school in New York or California to Texas, they might not be at that level. So that's basically what that says. But you can also go to my Substack and you'll see this is if you're on my Substack already with the video. It has the references at the end. You want to check those out. But yeah, this is the letter I've written to kind of get them to start looking at what the future is for the people, not the corporations. We need to get corporate people out of the federal government. Thank you for your time. Like, share, follow. Hey, if you want to subscribe, you can do it on my other socials also. You can find those in my link tree if you want to do that. Thank you. Remember, you are loved. No matter what you do, there's always someone that'll love you. Thank you and goodbye.